Now, what if we have expressions of a to the 1 over at the end, but it's not a 1, it's some other number? Well, let's go through another thought experiment with us, and let's see what we can find, what we can discover. So let's imagine that we have some a to the 2/3. Now, if we understand how our exponents work, I can also rewrite that a couple of different ways. I can write that as a to the 1/3 squared, because exponent to an exponent, you multiply the exponents. I could also write that as a squared to the 1/3. Follow with that? Stop back, pause if you need to kind of get a handle of what happened there. Or work your way backwards. What's a to the 1/3 squared? A to the 2/3. What's a squared to the 1/3? Again, multiply the exponents. I get a to the 2/3. So what does this kind of look like? Well, if we go back and use this model up here, we know that this becomes the cube root of a, and then the whole thing squared. Looking at the second one right here, same idea. I have some base raised to the exponent. How do we translate that to root world? That becomes a cube root of the base, which is in this case a squared. So I have two different results here. I have the cube root of a, the entire being squared. I also have the cube root of a squared. So let's generalize this a little bit to give us an idea of how what we can observe and say. We can say that a to some m over n can equal one of two things. It equal the nth root of a to the m, or the nth root of a all to the m. So we have an option then when we see a base raised to a rational expression. We could perform the nth root of the stuff inside first, or we could use the power, then perform the nth root stuff inside. Depends on how you choose to simplify, but you can go either way, and you're going to find one way may be easier than the other, depending on how large the numbers or where those large numbers are at. Because again, let's simplify first before we do the hard work. So these two tools we're going to use as we explore some ways to simplify some different rational exponents.